It really is hard. And that is why you are hearing so many buzzwords trending about data science, machine learning, artificial intelligence. Those people on your team who are capable of analyzing large digests of data and telling you, okay, this is the behavior that's more correlated or more aligned to bot behavior, or these behaviors are more aligned to what normal humans would be doing on your site. It's those types of individuals that you need to have employed to look at your data and answer those questions for you. Yeah, Chris, that's a great question, and it's I'm not going to lie, it's a chicken and an egg problem, right? So I don't want to lie to you.
Dang it, I was looking for the holy grail out of you, and you just completely let me down.
I wish I had the holy grail for you.
Oh man.
But if we were looking at your data, here's what I would say. If you were telling me about your conversion rates, I would ask you historically, what type of customers do you have who were successful? And I think as a data person, what I'm really asking you about in that question is, have you been labeling or tracking an event historically that you care about?
Yeah.
Because that tells me a lot when I'm in conversation with people and they say, hey, my conversions aren't running well. And so like, well, let's look at your historical conversions. And maybe historically you actually never even had that event set up. So that's why I say it's a chicken and egg problem. Because if that's kind of where we go, it's like, all right, let's just make our best guess. Let's make a decision and put something out there that we think our audience is going to resonate with. And let's ensure that we also have the systems up and running to measure it to the event you care about. So for the people who are trying to dabble into machine learning, we would call this a labeled event or like supervised learning. It's giving you your training data. It's that line in the sand where you're trying to say, did my people even get there and cross over it or not? And without having that line that you're measuring and tracking, it'd be really hard to talk you through and look at your data and say where it's not working. So depending on where you are with that process, chicken or egg, like go set it up, make your best guess, and just make sure that you can start to model and understand what the data is going to tell you about your best guess. Or maybe you already have it up. So let's go look at it historically and let's find the groups of your customers who did successfully get over that line and inspect what they did and why they trended and why they were successfully getting through that conversion funnel.
And we put a lot of time and effort into it, maybe way more than other people did. So is that a common problem you see with a lot of people? Is they're just way too spread out and not dialed in enough on nailing one first and understanding the process of what that required?
Yes, I see that all the time. And I see that all the time with people wanting to over apply the world of machine learning, data science, algorithms, and like working with all of these data points to just kind of throw everything at their data, when the super simple techniques of defining goals, measurable goals, and even just looking at a percentage of people who meet that goal or do not meet that goal is some of the most empowering ways that you can get started with making data, with using data to inform your business decisions. So absolutely, keep it simple. And when it comes down to the connected data components of how people keep it simple, that one's also hard because for understanding how to use connections in your data, we're at a phase of trying to figure out what crawling, walking, and running means for the community, because we all already interact all day with the very powerful ways that people are using connected data, like we've talked about for link, connections, recommendations on LinkedIn or Facebook. The whole world's probably using, Netflix or your favorite streaming device these days. And they're also using all the connections of who watched what movies to recommend more content to you on Netflix. Like, we're already used to the power of what it feels like to be running with connected data.
Right.
And it's really hard if you want to apply this to your business, it's really hard to recognize that you've got to crawl and walk before you can get all the way to recommendations with connections and data. But I really love that analogy, Chris, because teaching people to be patient and do the simple items is where we need to be, no matter where you are on your data journey, with connected or with just regular non-connected data. It's going to be a very interesting tug of war. And it's going to be very interesting because data, I'm sure you've had people on here talk about this before, how data essentially is our new oil. It's our new economy
Yeah.
of how people are exchanging value on the internet. It's your information. And let's think about this entire conversation. We've been talking about the power of what you can do when you capture your customers' data. And now you can use that to drive more business.
Mm.
But that's with our business hat on. Now, when you put your consumer hat on, that feels different
Yeah.
because it feels like you're
And it's done
being,
to you.
yeah, it feels like you're being, forced into this world that you don't know if you want to opt in or opt out.
Yeah.
And so over the next 10 to 15 years, I see this being a very interesting struggle between those of us who want to help inform our business decisions with data, but also at the same time are consumers of these services. Because those two worlds essentially are kind of at an impasse on how we're going to be moving together. Because one world is wanting to use your data to increase business, and the other is wanting to, essentially start to bring more of your personal details back inside because you don't want to be involved. So.
Mm.